In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process how to install brand new Bosch fuel injectors in your Chrysler 3.6 liter V6 engine. So we're going to go ahead and remove this large engine cover. You can just simply pull up on that to remove it. Now we need to remove this tube right here. We have a hose clamp here, one right here. This is going to loosen those up. You can use an 8mm socket or flathead. I'm going to be using a long extension throughout this process so you guys can see a little bit better. Now with those two screws loose, you kind of push this in. It's kind of an accordion. And that gives you space to pull it off up there. Get this hose out of the way. Now we have three hoses real close to each other we can get out of the way. There's this one right here. Whenever you remove these, give a little twist and pull straight up. Get this one right here, twist and pull. You have this one right here, same thing, you can twist and pull. And then I want to put some zip ties around these and get these out of our way. These three hoses, I got a zip tie around there. I just made kind of a loose connection, put it around this cap, and that keeps this stuff out of our way. Now we're going to remove this piece right here. So you have a wire connector right here. You just push in a little bit on this tab with your thumb. This will come right off. We'll just tuck this kind of out of the way. And then there's like a little push fastener right here that we need to remove. Here's where that little push fastener is. You can get a flat blade screwdriver under there or grab it with needle nose and pull that out. And then we can remove this. So this piece also has two tabs in the back. So you want to kind of lift up and pry this way at the same time. You can use a flat blade screwdriver, use this because it's kind of a wedge as well. We're going to lift up here in the back and then go this way to get this piece out. Right here are the two studs here and here that's holding this into place. That's why you kind of need to tip this up and out. And now we need to remove these wires right here. So if I zoom in a little bit, you guys can see it a little bit better. You'll see that there's a little red tab on top of here. So on these wire harnesses, you're going to need to pull this red tab back. If it's pushed in, it means it's locked in position. So you can use a really small flat blade screwdriver and pry this back. And then you just push down. You can use your fingernail or another flathead screwdriver, and then you can remove the wire. And then these wires are also held in by a little push fastener here. And they have little kind of like squeeze clips. You can just use a flat blade screwdriver and pop these up. And then we're just going to tuck this over here out of the way. All right, next we have two nuts right here in the front. You have this one right here. There's one right here. And then there's two more over here in the back. We got one right here. And then one right here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those four next. Nuts are 10mm. Be careful of your oil dipstick. You can remove this if it's in your way. Make sure you don't drop these nuts down in the engine somewhere. Now we need to loosen up these brackets that we just took that nut off of. You can see the studs are still sticking through, so that's going to be a problem. So right here is the bolt holding on that bracket. So we need a 13mm socket or open end wrench. And then the other one is right here. All we need to do is loosen these up a bit so that these brackets are loose enough to come forward so that these studs will come out of the holes. So we're going to go ahead and loosen up 13mm socket there and there. These brackets will kind of drop down and that will give us clearance to remove it. If you don't want to do it this way, you can always wedge a screwdriver or something in here and bend these brackets out, but that's not really the correct way. You can use an open end ratcheting wrench. Just loosen that up. Then you can loosen this bracket. See, we're not even going to take it off. I just loosened it up about a ½ inch, and now we can get this out. Do the same thing on this side. Now you can see how this bracket here is loose. This one right here is loose. Now we can remove the 7 T20 bolts holding on the intake. So we have 2, 3, 4 kind of tucked down in there. 5, another one tucked down in there. And then 7th one's hiding right down in there. Now these don't come all the way out. All you just do is loosen them all the way up. Don't pull them all the way out. You see how it's loose, but don't think that you need to pull this out. All you have to do is have it like this. So they're basically going to stay in there. Now we're going to work our way across. Now at this point we should be able to lift up. You're going to tilt it just a little bit because we do have those 2 studs back here in this bracket. You're not going to be able to lift it straight up. You need to tilt and kind of bring forward a little bit. All right, so now at this point you want to make sure you don't drop any sockets or nuts or anything down in here. So I use some shop rags or paper towels, or you can lay some duct tape across there. Just make sure that these holes are covered. Connect all the wires going to the coils, disconnect all the wires going to the fuel injectors, move all this wiring out of the way. Move all 6 coil wires. There's a little black tab right here. You just push it down and pull straight off. If they're not coming off for you, you can use a flathead screwdriver to help push down. Go ahead and do all 6. Now we need to remove all 6 of the fuel injector wires. You see this red section right here? That needs to slide up and then we can pull off. So it's pretty easy. Just take some needle nose, pull straight up. See how this slides? Now that it's up like that, now it's released. When this is down, it's locked into place. So in order to take it off, slide this straight up, and then we can pull these straight off. Go ahead and do all 6. Do a real close up here. Red part comes up, and then this little black tab, super flexible. You barely got to push it. Comes right off. And then to finish removing the wiring, you have these little push tabs right here. You can use needle nose, or you can get underneath and push up, or you can use a tool like this to pry it up. Well, you'll have 2 of these on each side to remove. All right, so once you have all the coil wires and the fuel injection wires and these little push fasteners, there's 3 on the back side loose, you can just flip this wire harness kind of over and out of the way. Put it behind that bracket so it stays in place.
Now we can remove the 4 bolts holding down the fuel injection rails. There's 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Go ahead and loosen those all the way up.
And then go ahead and lift straight up. You are going to get a little bit of residue fuel down in there. Then do the same thing on this side. Just go ahead and lift straight up off the fuel injectors. Just flip over the fuel injection rail and just lay it right here. Look inside here for any O-rings and make sure you dig them out. Fuel injectors, I just use a needle nose plier. I kind of wiggle back and forth, pull these straight up. They're not held in by any clips, it's just held in by the O-ring. And this is what the old fuel injector looks like. So I'm going to show you the new ones I'm using and then just compare them side by side, make sure they look the same. So here's the new Bosch fuel injectors I'm putting in. Whenever you get these, make sure that they are sealed and do not buy these off of eBay. They take generic ones and put them in these boxes and you'll see that the seal is broke. So only buy these from a reputable dealer. New fuel injector, just lay them side by side, make sure you have the right part number. And then you want to put O-ring grease on both of those O-rings before we install these. A good coating of O-ring grease all the way around, and then we're just going to go ahead and push it into place. Now we just go ahead and do all 6. All right, I've got all the new fuel injectors in place. I've got O-ring grease on both O-rings. Now we can just flip this rail back over. Kind of line them up and just push straight down. All right, so if you're having trouble lining them up, you only need a little bit of pressure, and you can move your fuel injector around so that that kind of rectangle tab lines up. And then you only need slight pressure to push down, and they should just fit right into place. We need to tighten up these 4 bolts to 15 foot-pounds. So I take them to 8. Take this one here to 8. Now I'm going to bump it up to 15. Do the same thing for this side. Now we can go ahead and start reinstalling all of our wire harnesses. We're going to connect the coils and the fuel injectors here on the front side first, and then push your little harness fasteners back in their respective holes as well. Give them a little tug, make sure they're on there secure. You reconnect the fuel injection wire. You kind of want to push it down. You'll hear it click, and then you push down on the red locking tab. You don't want to push on that red locking tab first, you want to do that last. Same thing here in the back. Now we can go ahead and remove our rags. And then we're going to install new gaskets. A Q-tip and clean the grooves out. Take good quality O-ring grease and massage it into your gaskets. Once you get your O-ring grease all massaged into your gaskets, go ahead and install your new gaskets. Now you want to clean off this surface really well. I like to use brake cleaner. Then we'll just go ahead, flip it over, and install it. Now to install, you're going to insert those 2 studs there on the back side. You're going to be kind of at an angle. Then I'm just going to lower it down nice and straight. And it will pop right into place. One hand on the middle, and I'm just going to start threading in the screws. I kind of just skip around. You may have to give a little bit of a jiggle, but I just turn the screws maybe about 2-3 turns. I want to make sure they are all threading into their respective holes. Just going to go ahead and tighten them up. I tighten them until I just feel a little bit of resistance. So it's probably not even 1 foot-pound. It's just till I feel resistance, and I'm going to go around each one of them and get them pretty well even. Now that all the bolts are hand tight, I'm going to go torque them all to 4 foot-pounds first. Starting with that one. I'm going to come over here to this one. Skip to this one. Back to the middle on this side. And then these 2 here on the passenger side are last. To 7.9 foot-pounds. Starting with this one right here. And then we skip over to this one. This one here is number 5. Number 6. And number 7. Now we can go ahead and put the nuts back on here and then tighten up the 2 nuts down below so that this bracket here and here is all fastened. Got these 2 brackets here all nice and tight. Got the nut on here, nut on there. And then I tighten up that nut there and then the one down there. And then when you come around here to the back, I put that nut there on and that one there. Now go ahead and cut the zip ties and we'll start reinstalling some of the wires. Slide that on, make sure you push that down over top of that PCV valve. Then we have these 2 wires up here. Click them into place and then push the red locking tab in. Same thing with this one. Push the red locking tab in. And then we have all these little kind of pinch holders. Go ahead and slide all those into place. Right, so then you have this hose right here. This hose right here goes in the back like that. Now we can install this part here. Just remember it kind of goes down at an angle. And you need to have those 2 studs go back into these holes. It'll help if you lube this up a little bit, that will pop right into place. This piece is a little bit tricky, kind of a booger to get on. You gotta kind of go to the angle and then lift up. If you look under here, you'll see the 2 studs sticking up and you'll see where you can line it up. And you kind of gotta push down and bring it in at the same time. And then we do have a wire right here to connect. You want to make sure that this is slid on here all the way. And then right here, you have that push fastener to hold that in place. You can go ahead and install this air tube. And then we'll go ahead and tighten up those 2 screws. And you just want to get this snug and go about 1 turn. Same thing with this one. Then there's a little attachment right here for this kind of T section of hoses. Go ahead and push that into place. We can install the top engine cover. Just kind of line that up and push straight down. And that's all there is to it, guys. Congratulations on doing this yourself, not having to take it to a mechanic, and you saved yourself probably $1,000. Hope you guys enjoyed this step-by-step video, and thanks for watching.